Nobles, nobles, nobles. See if anything's... Is there anything up here on the stage? Understeady. Let's go upstairs before we even try downstairs. Oh, the person might be downstairs. A pirate. Fort Jest. Maybe she is downstairs. Thought they said she could be over here. Bandit leader. Nope. Hey. I thought it was a possible here, I guess. It's not 100%. Okay, nothing from there. Record keeper, we need to get... Setting concerned, a vengeful Deerwoodians hunting down Red of refugees. Said things might be different. My reputation in the city was stronger. Found some brethren in robes. They may help me blend in with the priests. Oh, and Raedric's Keep. Oh, God. Do I even have those anymore? I might not have them. Had a dream. Oh, I could talk to Durance. Okay. Thieves, stumbled on their hideout. Lord Rymont. Gotta return. Osric's. Chess piece. Pirate ship to captain named Merwith. She's known to frequent discharge Baron Brackenberry when she's in town, which is apparently now. So, Merwith. She's somewhere. Might take some milk. I didn't see her upstairs.
All right, then.
Anton? Oh, she's here. I don't see her. Oh, there you are. You blended in. We don't know each other, stranger. Let's keep it that way. Someone at the old lighthouse in Andrea's gift is looking for your ship. I didn't peg you for a liar, at least not from what I've heard. But I don't mean but that don't mean I believe you. Better explain what your interest notion. The lighthouse keeper watched your ship every day. It's all in the log. Tube is acting up, isn't it? Well, maybe it's my internet that's acting up. Which is acting up too. I don't know. No. She turned me out. We were poorer than the fishermen who lived here now. When she learned I put food on the table with stolen coins, she told me that she never saw me again. It'd be a mercy of the gods. I had nowhere else to go, and I had a rough life until I rose to captain. Well, whoever she was, a part of her has remained. Let it stay there. We're done. Obviously wants nothing with the lighthouse. Won't be, but you won't be visiting. Have to deal with the spirit another way. Oh no. What brings you to the charred barrel? Peace and quiet. Don't seem like a Brackenberry local. I'm a sailor. Oh no. I think we're gonna have to fight her. I must have did the wrong. All right. I'm not gonna go back. Oh, I'm gonna have to. We're gonna work on it. I don't know how we're gonna kill it. I don't know. Let's talk to you. There you are.
Well met, friend.
Well met. You have business to discuss. Make an appointment with my attendant. Here's a letter. Is that so? Let me see that. You've done this house and the city great service. I'm certain you'll consider this an adequate reward for your labors. Decent amount of XP. The letter was signed AD. Does that mean anything to you? It means Abrician Domino, the sign of the house Domino. Pampered, pandering lad, if there ever was one. He's ruthless. I'll give him that much. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the wits to match his appetites. What's important about the gem? The heart of White March is clearly flawless diamond. It also is a patrimony of dwarves in the White March. It is seized by an Adirian lord in the early days of colonization, and the dwarves haven't forgotten it. Now the Knights of the Dozens are both bidden for it to make a peace offering to the dwarves. Whatever party buys it, the dwarves will make useful allies for defiance. What will you do now? Eliminate the competition. Tell me about House Domino. They're once eminent and an admiral house. Now they're just a den of thieves. Back in Deerwood colonial days, the Dominos were respected members of the ducal court, which is why surprising they remained loyal to Adir during Hadrian's rebellion. All sorts of issues at the moment. One I looking at it was simply partnered with the wrong side after they haven't prospered since their own way. Lately, they have been seeking to carve out a new niche for themselves, one right between the Crucible Knights and the Dozens, it seems. All right. Can't even tell if we're whittling this down. Okay, so we got House Domino. We can go back to...
Alof. Never before have I met an Adirian man so hesitant to speak his mind.
I'm not hesitant. I just, like to consider my words carefully.
You should really hear yourself talk, amigo.
All right. Didn't we have a quest to talk to someone here? So we got... Okay, Anslog's compass. That's... Okay. Gotta talk to the prostitute. Twin Elms. So she's not gonna go there. Wailing Banshee went. We could turn in the quest for the chess piece. Get my keep. I gotta talk to Durance.
Hail, traveler.
Donna sent me. Or Dana. Oh, he must be Oakley Kittenbrow. Right this way, please.
You ever feel underdressed?
Oh, there you are.
My sister has spoken highly of you. No small praise coming from her. We could use someone like you. Unfortunately, an ill-fated venture has us at odds with our neighbor, Raymond. I'm afraid we have to keep a low profile for the time being.
I wonder, it might be my internet. It might be. Well, I said she had issues earlier today. I felt your eyes on me. Now, come to words. I have questions.
If doubts and curiosity plague you, you're skinning your knuckles on the wrong door.
I saw something strange. You were sitting by the fire and I saw a great light from your staff.
Tell me what you saw.
It was like a flash, like an explosion, a rushing of air, incredibly bright.
It is the light of the Godhammer you saw.
Godhammer?
It was a weapon of Deerwood's people, a symbol of their independence. It saved the Deerwood.
What do you know about it?
It brought the Saints' War to an end, knocked a god from his perch. There are few that would deny Aothis overstepped. The Godhammer reminded Aothis of it. You saw its light because I helped shape it, give it life, and release it into the world. Once seen, its glory is almost too bright to be believed, and too bright to be forgotten.
Help build the Godhammer?
There were 12 of us. We fashioned the weapon, drafted plans for it, prayed for guidance at Ashfall, and it came to me there. Each of us were given a staff made from the forest of black trees around us, glowing with embers and fire far greater than this branch you see now. It felt as if the staff was Margaren's own finger, guiding my hand, guiding the other 11, the shadows of the 12 who would come to stand on the bridge to stop Aothis.
Shadow of the 12?
Even in that stand, there was a ritual to it. For the 12 that stood on the bridge, there were 12 shadows cast, 12 faithful of Margren, her fiercest supporters and shapers of the Godhammer. As 12 held Aothis fast, we 12 unleashed our prayers and let the Godhammer fall. Shadows cast by the fire of the Godhammer, perhaps. We shared their fate as well in time. Now the spine of the Deerwood is marked by the Godhammer, marked by Margaret.
What do you mean, shared their fates?
Not all deaths come with stilled breath and stilled heart, or other stilled passions beneath the waste. Some deaths come from silence. The connection we once shared with Margren, after the light of the Godhammer, it was not the same. It was as if we'd lost our senses, and sense of purpose as well. Instead of victory, being welcomed, there was silence, within and without. Not many can claim to have killed a god. It is less a heroic tale than you would think. And such a death, it changed our faith. All faiths, I expect. Doubt followed, and the world changed. I do not believe Margren was pleased by what we had done.
Why is that?
The world is broken, the wheel stilled. There is sickness in the world's heart. Perhaps the price of crossing a god. Crossing 2 gods. Even as Margren shaped our hands, perhaps we carried her will farther than was allowed. Just as Widewind did. Saint Widewind. Mortal arrogance to match mortal arrogance. Yet if the world had changed, then I sought to change with it. If I had forgotten some of Margaren's teachings, I would find them again. I would make her see me again.
What did you do?
I remembered Margaren's teachings, how reminders on the flesh were more important than the death of a vessel. And I wondered if killing Aethys, if that had simply set him free. Had it allowed him to escape his punishment and be taken on the wheel, like a mortal? As I stepped from the now-blessed Godhammer Bridge, I thought of Ashfall. I thought of the War of Black Trees, wondered if I needed to be burned to find myself again. That is Margaret at her heart. At least that is my hope. These are the doubts that befall me.
What happened when you returned to Ashfall?
The road to Ashfall is long, gives one time to think. And if you think long enough, you do not go home. I left without telling anyone, with only the robes I wore at Halgot, my staff, and my name, which is long buried. Of my fellow 11 craftsmen, disciples, I know not what happened to them, if they suffered the same doubt as I did. But it was underserved. It was wrong. We had done all that Or had asked. Grab victory from defeat and
you feel as if your god has betrayed you.
there is something about being used and cast aside. Perhaps Widewen himself felt it. There at the end, when the hammer struck. To be the proof that your god is hollow as the vessel it inhabits. I tried to find purpose, and avoided all contact with other Magranic priests, did not seek the walls of Ashfall, and sought to make amends to my god through actions. I joined with the Purges for a time, and not long after came the first signs of the Hollowborn. So many crimes, trespasses, violations. The Salvation. Animancers were another sickness born of the Saints' War. A relapse of innovation, of desperation to heal what we had caused. All seemed worse than before the bridge, not better. And as years passed, the world became even worse still for the victory.
Maybe it's working. Maybe the Purges weren't what Margaret wanted either.
Worship the whims of some fickle bitch, and you'll never be more than dirt beneath her feet. Worship what she worships, on the other hand. Take her fire for your own, and her esteem comes on its own. Of course, by that time, you no longer need it. Trial and transformation, sure as Durance taught. You think to put the coals to my feet, but what's burned once will never burn again. These talks are your trial, Watcher. You cannot deflect the truth to one who has already been purified by it.
Yelling at me. Tell me what happened on the bridge. Chose the bridge because we could control it. It was a place where we could choke Aothis in his own footsteps, where we knew his feet would fall. Narrow neck of stone. But it was more than that. It was the spine of Deerwood's symbolic backbone. Such symbols are important in the construction of a weapon. any weapon. I suspect the Elthis knew as well, and so did his vessel in its arrogance. He intended to walk upon the bridge as if to walking on the backs of deerwood, and intend to burn him with the light of our faith and his. 12 on the bridge, 12 in the shadow. Give ourselves to it. Give yourselves to it.
We put much of ourselves into the Godhammer. Such a device is not simply a machine. There are elements of the spirit in it, even Widewind's spirit.
Elements of the spirit?
Each of the 12 who brought the Godhammer forth would have done anything to save the Deerwood, save its people. It is why we were chosen. Each of us hated this pretender. That rage, that spirit, that rebellion went into our work, and went into studying him as well.
Waidwin. Why?
We all studied Widewin.
Waidwin.
He was our enemy,
Mispronouncing.
and he had provided the flesh the god wore as a cloak. That flesh made him vulnerable. I knew what fields his hands had tilled, his family, what he had harvested, where he had been born. We sought to know him, what had led him to fight us.
Why is that important?
You don't kill the god. You kill the man it inhabits. And you leave that man a ruin. Burn him to ash. The weapon was meant to not only burn his flesh, but it would burn his soul. And it did. At the cost of our own. And at the cost of our goddess's favor. That whore be damned.
Is that why your image was blurred in the dream? Perhaps your eyes were blinded by the Godhammer's light, Watcher. I may feel half a man at times, and even that is twice that most of others.
If you fear for my spirit, your fears are baseless. The Godhammer, seeing its light, only fueled my anger and made me stronger, made me re-examine the teachings of Margren, put them in a new light.
It looked as if they were only part of you, as if your spirit had been sheared in half.
I do not need you to cast any more questions on me, Watcher. Nor did I ask you to look upon me without my leave. Get gone, and leave me be.
I kicked him off. So, can we not talk to this guy? Is it because I did some other quests that he's pissed off? Maybe I can only do certain people. So, I think we're gonna have to come back and fight Lilith at maybe a higher level, because I think it's just gonna be too hard. Let's go back here. Let's go give his chest piece back. Then we gotta go to Andra's gift. There's a quest to turn in there. I have to do the main quest. It's here, right? It's not done yet. It's the news. Nothing to report. Taxes collected. Okay. Hurry up, guys. Okay, if I can remember where he's at. But are these guys going to talk to me now because I'm doing stuff with the knights? Is this the armor you wanted? How did you manage this? Well, you're right about the affidavit. Unfortunately, Pelham forced me into a fight. Should have been ended like that, but he was a lying weasel who started this. You did all I asked. You are owed much. Stop by Sonlid's shop on the other side of the hall. She sells some of the best gear in the city. Awesome, I leveled up. Durance. Yeah, Pellegrina did not.
Hello.
Show me your wares. Okay, there's an exceptional lore bow. 6,000. It might be cheaper just to see if I can upgrade mine. Just trying to see if any of this stuff is best for me. Dandy Hat of the Diseased Yak. Negative int. Minor Spellbind. Whispers of Treason. Bill 12? Wow. I don't think I want any of that. Okay. Oh, I gotta equip his better weapon too. Ring of Unshackling. Minor Spellbind. Suppress Affliction. All right. Better weapon for you, buddy. Okay. So